Hey traders, Todd here of tradinganalysis.com and founder of Inside Edge Capital Management. I hope you guys are well. What a crazy day. Holy bananas. Nvidia comes out with a historic quarter, blows away expectations. They guided for like 11 billion in revenue. The street was looking for 7 billion. They were off by 50% in the current quarter. Stock went bananas, broke to new highs. So let me show you what's going on technically. We'll get into the fundamentals here a little bit, show you what exactly happened with Nvidia and what we see going forward. And also I'll talk about one market that could particularly trip up this entire rally that I'm watching very closely, so stay to the end. Okay, so here's the Nasdaq 100, NDX 100. We did break above those August highs, okay, 13,720. Been watching that level very closely, as well as the February 2nd high in the S&P at 41.95. So we broke above resistance in the NDX. We're now testing the 61% retracement. This is your typical Fibbo retracement from late 21 down into October of 22. If we can break that, we should be able to go up and test the 786 retracement, which also corresponds to this high from March. Now, the XLK is even more interesting. XLK was up 3.8% today, where the S&P was up 0.88 and the NDX was up 2.45. So clearly the buying was in XLK. Now, let me show you a bearish situation. Okay, in XLK, which is clearly one of the strongest sectors aside from communications, the XLK is through the 61% retracement of the 21 to 22 decline. Now, we are already beyond 618, as I just said, and now we're testing the 786. Okay, 61% retracement, you take the square root of it, it's 78.6%, a little geeky math for you, but a lot of times when I see the 618 retracement not hold, key reversals happen at 786. If we don't reverse at the 786, more times than not, you go up beyond the double top through 100% on up to the 1272. And some geeky math for you, again, if you want to do some fun with calculator, fun with Fibonacci, again, you take your golden ratio, 0.618, hit the square root, 0.786. You do 1.618 square root, 1272. And that's the relationship between 786 and 1272. So if the market does not fail here, I think we're going to new highs in beyond an XLK. Okay, let's take a look at Nvidia. Just crazy move. Nvidia is already at new highs, all-time highs in Nvidia. The fourth largest market cap stock, just bananas, absolute bananas out there. So let's go long-term in Nvidia. I got to go way back here. So for the Elliott wave count, and again, this is how we gain our market context and we figure out where the market should go and shouldn't go. And that becomes your risk and reward. And that's how you manage a trade or investment. So we always have a fundamental thesis, macro thesis, but then we time it and determine our risk and reward using Elliott wave. Okay, so I think we are in a wave 5 move of wave 3. Okay, we have a pretty wide resistance zone to target this 5 of 3. We have a cluster into about 500, and if we don't hold 500 resistance, then looks like 750, 850, maybe even 1,000 on the top side. Okay, here's another little cocktail challenge you can put to your friends. How much is Nvidia up since the GFC lows? Can you make a guess? Just give me a guess right now. In fact, take 10 seconds and write it in the comments below. I really want to know what you think it is. Ready? I mean, I'm not even going from the lows. I'm going from GFC lows. 27,316%. It's bananas. All right, so that's the monthly. Let's get down to the daily. And again, we're at new highs. I don't know what the wave count is. I'm pretty confident that it's 1, 2. I've been watching this guy scrape along the upside of channel resistance in wave 3, looking for a wave 4 pullback. It just doesn't happen. It's just not coming, right? So I hold the stock. I have it personally. I have it in my wealth management. I'll show you that. It's a stock that I've had for a while here. Nvidia is right there. So I had a pretty good day on that one. Have some other semis and holdings in there. So all in all, it was a nice day in this account. And I also hold it in the wealth management business. And I tweeted it out on the Twitter, and I threw out my semi holdings today. And I put a video on my Inside Edge YouTube channel taking you through the rebalance that I did last week. I decreased cash positions, as I said here, by 13%. I was at 17, dropped it down to 13. Increased technology exposure, up my semi holdings to 15%. So Nvidia is the top 3 holding for me. I went from 6% to 7% in the wealth management. AMD is 3%, and ON Semiconductors 3%. And I have 2 other semis in there as well. So I hold Nvidia. I love it, and I'm going to continue to try to hold for that upside zone. So let's take a look at the fundamentals here, quick. Just as I said, bonkers, absolutely bonkers. So on Y charts here, let's look at, okay, so they were looking on EPS estimates for 91 cents a share. They came out at $1.09. Look at the EPS for next quarter, and Y charts for some reason it's got this screwed up. It's not 23, it's not 24, it's 23. But look, we go from $1.09, all of a sudden they're putting us at $2 a share next quarter. The revenues, the street was looking for $7 billion, and they guided to $11 billion. Holy cow! Can you imagine being off by 50% for this quarter? It's just crazy. So then if we go out to the EPS, go to the annual, so all of a sudden, okay, so, we're looking at EPS, earnings per share, this year of $7.80. If we go out to next year, and again, for some reason, these guys are off by a year. So if you go $8.36 for 2024, so let's take the price of Nvidia, which closing was $379.75, divided by 8.3, what was it? 8.36 equals 45 times forward earnings for next year. So it's like, all right, the S&P is what, 18, 19, tech stocks for 2021. So you get a company that is growing revenues. If we look at revenue from last year, you're going to do 26 billion up to 42 billion. So whatever that is, I can't do that math in my head. What? An extra 16 billion is a percent of 26 billion. What kind of revenue growth is that? So to put a 45 times forward multiple on that, like, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. And who knows how many companies need to refresh the upgrade, refresh their chip. So, again, we're at new highs. I've got a fib up here. Who knows when the pullback is going to come? I'm going to continue to hold it. Now, Marvell also just announced after hours trade. Let's go active trader. MRVL. They mentioned they have a lot of AI demand coming for their chips, and that stock's up 20% after hours on their report. So it's just continuing to go. Let's take a look at AMD. Obviously, as I mentioned, another holding in my, personally, I hold it, and in the wealth management business. Love the looks of this chart. This is the daily on AMD. We had sort of a carved out bottom. We just broke out through the $105 region, high here, just broke out. Nice big old carved out bottom. From an Elliott point of view, I had a green one up as a diagonal. We set back nicely right to the 38% in wave 2. Minimum target in wave 3 is the percent distance traveled in wave 1, which is going to be right there at 152. So this decline, or this ascent, was 87%. Another 87% is going to put you, right at 162. And then a 1618 is all the way up here above 200 in AMD. So AMD had a nice day. A holding in my wealth management, and we manage a portfolio for our research customers at tradinganalysis.com, ASML, Dutch Semi. that had a very strong early move, 2022 and early this year. We just broke the new highs in ASML. So holding, here's our entry. We just put the trade on here, 685, stop 600, and we're going to try to get this guy up to 900 in ASML. So that's looking good. TSM also had another good day. Taiwan Semiconductor, they are tied in with this move in Nvidia. Not as clear of a wave count, but I do like the pullback here in 4. Broke downtrend resistance here at about 95, 96 bucks. Taiwan looks good, top side. Okay, now here's something that I think could potentially trip up this rally. Okay, I've showed you guys this chart before. It's really, really important, but what we're looking at here is this is the ratio of value to growth, okay? And this is going back to 2022 as value growth is moving up, US yields are moving up. US yields on the inflation scare last year and into very early 23, actually it ended in 22 because that's when yields topped out, but it was driving value buying relative to growth. Yields topped out and have sold off ever since. Value growth made one more little high, but then all of a sudden value sold off to growth. Growth has been rallying relative to value ever since pretty much the first week of this year. Now, what's interesting is the correlation between yields and value growth is breaking. Yields are pushing higher, yet value growth is continuing to go down. And you can see this correlation is clearly either is diverging and is set to snap back, and that's either going to be value rallying or yield selling off, okay, or the correlation is breaking. And the correlation hasn't always been there. It's pretty close. It's very close, right? So this is a concern. And of course, we have all kinds of concerns with the debt ceiling coming up on the June 1 deadline. Rates are moving up, certainly because of the ridiculousness that's happening in Washington here. So will that break and reverse this growth outperformance to value? And growth is clearly being led by tech, semis, large cap tech, communications. It's been a very, very nice rally from the October lows, but will this break it? Okay, and I want to show you the chart in the TNX, and I'm sorry this video is so long. I really wanted to be short, but I just have too much to share with you guys. So here's TNX, US 10-year yield is up against some key resistance, okay? So we really need to see US 10-year yield hold below 3.8 to 3.95. Again, if we break above this, that's gonna even more kind of scare me that maybe this value growth ratio is gonna resume the uptrend if rates keep going up, if Washington can't decide to pay their bills that they're due to everyone. So we got to watch it. That's a key market. So hope that helps. Check us out at tradinganalysis.com. Hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we'll catch you guys next week. See ya. Hi, it's Todd from tradinganalysis.com. Thanks so much for watching. Listen, my team and I have so much to share with you in terms of our technical analysis, our fundamental analysis, portfolio management tactics, trading in and out, maybe options, sector rotation. Let us know what's most interesting to you. Maybe drop that in the comments section and we'll do our best to work it in. Also, consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we put out new videos. And finally, you can check us out at tradinganalysis.com if you'd like to see us manage our real portfolios in real time. Thanks again for watching.